About 17 years back, a nurse from Kerala's Palakkad district decided to move abroad. The aim was to secure a better future. And so, she moved to Yemen, located in West Asia, thousands of kilometers away from India. She began working at a government clinic initially in Yemen's capital city of Sana'a. By 2014, things had changed. The nurse from Kerala wanted to start a clinic of her own. As the nurse was chasing this dream of hers, Yemen plunged into chaos. A civil war broke out. The internationally recognized government of Yemen at the time was overthrown. Houthis took control of parts of the country. Backed by Iran, Houthi is a militant group that came into being in the 1990s as a rebellion against the Yemeni government. In September 2014, Houthis took control of Yemen's capital, Sana'a. By 2014, the overthrown Yemeni president sought help, and Saudi Arabia, their immediate neighbor, responded. Riyadh led a coalition of 9 countries that launched a military operation in Yemen at the ousted president's behest. That marked the beginning of a civil war which continues till date. The UN estimates that over 3.5 lakh people have been killed so far. This number includes those killed directly in fighting and those who have died due to famine and lack of health care. But let's go back to that nurse from Kerala. A clinic of her own, like I said, was a dream. For that to materialize, the nurse had to have a Yemeni citizen alongside. That too materialized, and the nurse established her own clinic in the year 2015. However, within a couple of years, things went downhill. From alleged harassment of the nurse to murder of the Yemeni business associate. 2017 marked the beginning of a long-drawn battle, with the nurse eventually being sentenced to death. The Indian government now says there is only so much that they can do to save her. A combined effort of multiple officials, along with, of course, the Kerala government, has ensured that the nurse can be saved. Efforts are on to do that. The deceased Yemeni's family says that they want nothing less than the nurse's execution. The nurse's family is hoping to save her, and as we speak, that execution hangs in balance. And so does the fate of 34-year-old nurse from Kerala, Nimisha Priya. Hello and welcome, I'm Shubham Chauhan. Let's get started. Now, first, let's give you the background of this case before we look at the latest reactions that have been coming in over the last few days. Now, as per the Yemeni law, Nimisha Priya had to have a Yemeni business associate alongside her in order to start her own business. That is as per the country's laws. And so came in Yemeni citizen Talal Abdu Mehdi. Within a couple of years, things took a turn for the worse as far as this partnership of Nimisha Priya and Mehdi was concerned. Mehdi allegedly faked documents to claim a 33% stake in the clinic and even forged a marriage certificate to suggest him and Nimisha Priya were legally married. The nurse alleged that throughout this period, she was subject to physical and mental torture by Mehdi. Mehdi, in fact, even seized her passport. Priya had to recover her passport and the important documents that Mehdi had taken away. So one day, Priya, with the help of a fellow nurse, allegedly tried to sedate Mehdi. This turned fatal as the Yemeni national died due to an overdose. In panic, Priya and her colleague dismembered Mehdi's body and threw it in a tank. Before Priya could escape Yemen, she was arrested. The Houthis locked her up in a jail in Yemen's capital of Sana'a. Now, Priya's lawyers maintain that this death of Mehdi was completely accidental and it happened amid a long, prolonged phase of harassment by him. Regardless, in the year 2020, a Yemeni court sentenced Nimisha Priya to death. In 2023, the country's Supreme Judicial Council upheld this conviction. Earlier this year, Yemen's President Rashid Al-Alimi approved this death sentence. 16th July 2025 was set as the date of execution of Nimisha Priya. Her family and several people from Kerala had been pleading for the government, the Indian government that is, to intervene. Earlier this year, India's Ministry of External Affairs said it was extending all possible help to the family of Nimisha Priya.
Nimisha Priya, I said that we are closely following the developments around her sentencing, and thereafter I also said, and I would like to repeat, that the government is extending all possible support in the matter.
But amidst all of these efforts, there was one obstacle for the Indian government, that India does not recognize the Houthi regime in Yemen. That is, Houthis are not a legitimate government in India's view. Cut to Monday, 14th July 2025, just a couple of days before the stated date, the original date of execution. An urgent petition came up before the Supreme Court of India, filed by Save Nimisha Priya International Action Council. The plea called for court's intervention and direct the government to ensure all diplomatic channels are activated so that Priya could be saved. The central government told the court that it has done all that it could. Attorney General R. Venkataramani told a bench of Justices Vikram Nath and Sandeep Mehta, "There's nothing much the government can do. Looking at the sensitivity of Yemen, it's not diplomatically recognized. There's a point till which the government of India can go. We have reached that. Yemen is not like any other part of the world. We didn't want to complicate the situation by going public. We are trying at a private level." Time was running out. Nimisha Priya and her loved ones were losing hope. Maximum efforts from all ends were being made to convince the family of the victim in Yemen to let Nimisha Priya go free. Now, the only way out for Nimisha Priya is a formal pardon from Mehdi's family. Priya's lawyers have made offers of blood money to the family of Mehdi. Blood money is basically a huge sum of money given as compensation, financial compensation to the victim's family in exchange for letting her go. Now, Priya's lawyers persuaded Mehdi's family to accept blood money of $1 million or 8.6 crore rupees, Indian rupees, as financial compensation for his accidental or unintended death. The family did not budge. But at the 11th hour, though, yesterday, Nimisha Priya got a temporary relief, thanks to a combined effort of Indian diplomats, government officials, and a top Indian Muslim cleric. Sheikh Abu Bakr Ahmad, the Grand Mufti of India, has been credited with playing a pivotal role in helping get this relief for Nimisha Priya. Ahmad reached out to his friend, who's a prominent Yemeni scholar called Sheikh Umar bin Hafiz. Ahmad urged Hafiz to intervene with the family of Talal Abdul Mehdi, the victim. The Grand Mufti said that he intervened due to humanitarian reasons, and he added that Priya's execution has been postponed for some time to allow time for blood money negotiations. He added that Putupalli MLA Chandi Uman will lead further financial efforts as far as this case is concerned. Meanwhile, Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan also welcomed the decision and congratulated everyone who worked to save Nimisha from execution. But remember, Priya's fate still hangs in balance. The relief that she's gotten now is just temporary. Now, where does the blood money negotiations go? Whether or not the victim's family accepts that blood money remains to be seen, even as Nimisha Priya's family, Kerala, and the Indian government wait for a positive development with bated breath. That's all we have for this report. Thanks for watching.